Thank you. So there are two things at RMIT that you'll notice. We have lots of acronyms, and we also have senior folks with very long titles. Yes, I always say there's an inverse correlation between the length of your title and your importance. So I shall work towards a job where I only have a single word title. All right, it gives me great pleasure to be here. First of all, congratulations, Leonora. This has been a journey which we are very proud to have been a very small part of. So well done, and also thank you to all the people who have supported what you've done in realizing this very important resource. I did ask Leonora whether we're going to do a live demo or not, but I think it's not a good idea with RMIT being a technology university. The tech doesn't always work. So it's not being recorded, so it's all right. So okay, so it gives me real great pleasure to, in a way, perhaps say a few words about how all this may have started. And we do remember Leonora being a Vice-Chancellor's Research Fellow when you started here, and then one thing after another happened. And the Vice-Chancellor's Research Fellowship also happens to be a 15-year program where we average 65% female appointments every year. In my role, I have this privilege of working with colleagues together with Professor Kay Latham here, who's a champion of gender equity and diversity, to bring about outcomes that deal with gender inequality. For instance, through our Vice Chancellor's program, as well as through our Career Reignite program, which helps our staff members who have gone through career interruption to navigate through those interruptions. So it's all very fulfilling. But why do we do all these things? Because at the center of RMIT's strategy is a focus on impact and a focus on empowering people to create impact. If you look at RMIT's Knowledge with Action strategy, it's an unmistakable focus on, particularly in the research and innovation space, on research and innovation for impact, as a strong commitment towards creating positive outcomes for society, for environment, the economy, and all the things that matter apart from having great metrics. So we do drive very strong awareness of the reasons why people do research, and it's actually not to just get ahead in the rankings game, but it's actually to make a difference. And about 10 years ago, the enabling impact platforms were established. They were called enabling capability platforms in its first iteration. I do not know of any strategic program across the higher ed sector that has been given a 10-year run. And we've got at least another 5 or 6 more years to go. So this will be a decade or 15-year transformation across RMIT to break down the barriers, to actually harness the best capability we have, internally and working with our external partners to do the things that matter, to tackle those big problems, and to hopefully to create, some impact along the way. So we have 8 such platforms, which straddle pretty much everything you can think of, from advanced manufacturing all the way to social change, information in society, and so on. And it's become what we see as the soft infrastructure of the university. And that's recently been recognized as well internationally, that we are number 22 in the world in terms of interdisciplinary research, number 1 in Australia. So I might have something to say about rankings, but we'll use rankings when it suits us. Yeah, but that's a very good affirmation that the university has gone through this long-term cultural transformation. And the way that the platform started was by identifying critical mass of research capability that's regarded to be of world-class excellence and quality, that is sufficiently differentiated and that means something to our stakeholders outside of the university. So just because you are big, you are good, and you are differentiated doesn't mean that anyone cares. So we had 4 criteria, which we started with 100 different ideas for how these platforms would come together, and we whittled it down to 8. And we've pretty much stuck with those 8 now for about a decade. And very proud of the fact that we seed little things, and we are seeing some really fantastic result. But that's our contribution is very, very small compared to the dedication Leonora and others have shown in this journey. I'm personally very interested in this topic, as Leonora knows, and the intersectional dimensions, right, or gender equality, which in many ways also is synonymous with the complexity we face with a lot of the other problems we face in society. We're trying to apply our research skills to develop solutions. So in many ways, the enabling capability platform are set up to try to encourage people to think about, not only to come up with solutions in an interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary way, but in fact to perhaps approach the problem in an interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary way. Quite often we solve the wrong problems. And so we hope that what we do here is to at least identify the right problems to be solved, and then bring together all the capabilities to actually come up with solutions that really make a difference. So maybe I think I probably have said enough, and so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a snapshot anyway of the university's journey, of which this is a really important manifestation of that journey. And congratulations again. We really hoping to see a lot of good things come out from this, and nothing like evidence-based research to support policy and other solution development. So I unfortunately will not be able to stay for the whole event. So all the best, and I hope you enjoy the event. And thank you again for all the support around you to have made this real. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm now going to invite Professor Kay Latham, Associate Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Gender Equity at RMIT, just to say a few short remarks. But I didn't say it earlier, the reason why we've invited Trawalla and RMIT to speak is because they've been, sponsors and supporters of the Gender Equality Evidence Hub. So it's wonderful to have you here to say a few things.
Hello, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. This is a marvellous development that's been some years in the making. I was supposed to make a few remarks at the end, but I too have to skip out a little early, so I'm grateful to be squeezed in for a 5-minute or so comment. So the other comment I'd like to make is that it's wonderful, Leonora, that you're based now in Canberra, but you've decided to come back to the birthplace of this initiative when it was just an idea and kicked off. And I went to some of those early presentations that you did with Matt and Law. So yes, and it was inspirational then. So why am I here? I'm a chemist by training, which was very male-dominated when I started. It's more equal now. But I got a bit distracted in the last 10 years and became involved with the Athena Swan program. I was asked to lead our pilot back in 2015, and it's become a full-time job. And led in the last year to my current position and a move into R&I. So as a scientist, evidence was everything, gathering data and analysing data. So to be able to transpose that into the gender equity space was kind of a natural fit for me. And the Athena Swan program itself was a bit of a step change in this space, in the sector in particular, in intersectional gender equity. Then, of course, we had the Commission come online a few years later, and together they have really changed the landscape and the accountability, I would say. But going back to Athena Swan, this is an evidence-based program. It requires us to develop smart actions, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So at the start, as I say, it created a real buzz, and we got all the deans involved in this across the STEM fields, because that's where the emphasis began, and they embraced it, and were particularly drawn to the data element and the quantitative element. And to me, if you can't measure things, if you can't find the evidence to back up and even source the issues, then you don't even know whether you're tackling the right problems. And sometimes you don't even know whether you're asking the right questions to uncover the problems. And you have to look at data from different perspectives. As said, I'm a chemist, but I constantly need to reach out to people with different professional experiences to find out how the issues translate in their space and what is, the real tough stuff that we need to work on. So we need evidence to uncover the issues. We need evidence and data to be able to track the issues and know whether we're actually changing things for the better and where we need to do more work. I've only got a very short time slot now, so I probably should let the proceedings begin, but I think this is a marvellous resource. Not only is it going to give us a data bank, but I've just been talking about data and in-house needing to measure, but without, you can be kind of patting yourself on the back that you've changed things, but if you don't look at the external data, you're within your sector, within Australia, outside, you haven't got the benchmark. And you could be kidding yourself that you're actually making progress when you're way behind the competition and you may not be anywhere near best practice. So absolutely welcome this venture and congratulate Leonora and everyone else who has contributed to this to date. Well done.
Thank you, Kay. I think you can hear everyone's enthusiasm for research and evidence. This is like the warmest crowd for talking about evidence and action.